Again, episode 33 of the Talking Shit podcast. Dr. Evil is here tonight.
With Captain Paul, a frequent guest, apparently.
Oh, shit. I mean, hey, 2 shows in a row, man. Might be
breaking records.
A little bit of a streak.
I know, it's fucked up.
A little pattern, if you will.
No, for sure, man. We're going to be back
man. I got to say, man, over the last year since we came up with this idea to work together long term, because a lot of the viewers probably don't know, you and I did a collaboration years ago.
Yeah.
And over the last year, we've poured in lots of money. We poured in lots of time trying to get shit happening, trying to make shit happen. And, now we're sitting here and it's like, shit. 2 live shows in like 3 or 4 days. We got videos coming out, and got to thank the viewers who supported our latest video talking about Microsoft's purchase of Activision.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming around, still being around, and supporting the channel. Especially you been a little lean past few months, but we're going to be back into putting a lot of content out. So you guys should be excited for that.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. We've been talking about this for a long time, but the captain finally hires the doctor. Oh my God, this journey begins, man.
Yeah, man. It's been something that I've had to put back a few times just due to moves and other stuff, but this has always been kind of the intent. I really want to kind of get back into shape. I kind of want to just get, just a healthier lifestyle, you know what I mean? And just like feel good about myself. So, you know what? I said, fuck it. I'm off for 3 weeks. I got my shit in order last week and, have some good time the next couple of weeks to get in the gym, get some basics down again. Cause I have not been in a gym in a long ass time. So it's going to be kind of fun to get back into it. And I'm really excited. And we're going to be documenting my journey throughout the whole thing, and that might become with me, maybe doing a little bit of vlogging, thought conscious things while I'm going on a walk or jog. But man, I'm excited just to start this process and be the lead example for people. Like, hey, like I don't want to just be sitting here and talking about doing it. You know what I mean? Oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Like I gotta lead by example. You know what I mean? And
speaking of leading by example, guess what Captain Paul did not do when we talked about pricing and schedule. Guess what Captain Paul did not do?
What's that?
Captain Paul didn't ask about, let me get a discount. Hook a brother up. I mean, of course, he is a ginger with a soul. But a shout out to Otavio Lap. Thank you for coming through to the show. He didn't ask about any discounts. He heard the rate. He said, you know what? This is worth it to me. Yeah. I'm going to make this investment in myself, in my future.
Exactly. Well, right? Yeah. And I think that's important, man, is like, because, we're friends outside of this, but like, and this goes to everything in life. Like when your friends do something professionally, you respect that. You know what I mean? Like it'd be fucked up if I'm like, oh man, yeah. Can you do it for like $5 a session? Like, no, fuck that. Like that's just disrespectful because you're not respecting their time and their expertise, right? Yeah. And like the way I look at it, man, is like when you put money into something, right, and you go through the proper channels. I've seen, I've looked at Evil, right? Very good shape. Look at his clients, very good shape. I'm like, man, you know what? Like that's what I want to do, man. Like that, I feel like Evil's gonna put me in the in the right direction, I should say. And you got to respect the craft. You know what I mean? That'd be like if Evil was expecting me to like work and like captain some of his boats if he get.
I was gonna say, if I needed you to tug something, I'd pay full price.
Well, pause, but pause. heavy contact. But if you want me to, operate your seaboard vessel, yes, you got to pay me a certain rate. But I'm just like I said, man. You got to respect people's crafts, and I'm really excited about stepping forward today and going into the future.
Yo, shout out to Dead Man Slasher. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Oh, we got Xenon 321. Awesome. Thank you guys for coming in. I hope you enjoy today's show. So, it's one of the things I really respect is when people respect the craft. And, it's not so much the craft that you're paying for, but you're also paying for all of the education, all of the experience, the attention to detail, the ability to communicate, the ability to disseminate information in a way that you can understand it and make use of it. There's so much that goes into coaching.
Yeah.
Today we spent 2.5 hours talking, didn't even charge you for the time.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's important for you to gain an understanding of A, why you're doing what you're doing, and B, so that you understand, we talk a lot of shit here on the Talk Shit podcast, but when it comes to the profession, I take it very, very seriously.
Yeah. And that was what I got impressed by you, was that, you took me like a client very seriously, and the way you could, put the information in digestible bits for me was because a lot of the terms you fucking said, I haven't heard in years. So you had to describe and you described it exactly and you explained it. And you're very honest and just blunt with your assessment. And then it's like, okay, cool. So I don't have unrealistic expectations after the first few months. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like I said, it's just, I'm really happy and I'm just excited going forward. And I want to help kind of lead by example for our viewers even.
It's going to be really important that you lead in that way, because a lot of times when someone hires a trainer, they think that they're going to undo all of their sedentary lifestyle, their poor habits. They think that I got a trainer, I spent this money, everything's going to change and I'm going to look like Bobby Lashley in 3 weeks. It doesn't work that way. And what you're going to see with Captain Paul is that when he, kind of lets you know what his experience is, it's going to start off really slow. It's going to be boring. He's going to feel like he's going to learn how to sit in a chair all over again.
Yeah.
Learning how to walk all over again. And it's going to feel like, wow, I'm paying so much money. But when you are rebuilding somebody's movement patterns and you're creating a very firm foundation, not only does it lower injuries, but these are lessons that you take with you for the rest of your life, whether you put on muscle and then lose it as you age, or no matter what you do in your life. If you get those good principles as far as how to move, just moving like a regular human being, because we don't do that anymore. We have so much technology. We do so much sitting. I mean, right now, look at you. Look at me and you right now, having a seat in a chair. We do so many things that are not natural to our species that we have to do a lot of work to get back to where we're supposed to be. Xenon, he's been talking to a doctor lately about some of his musculoskeletal issues. And, he is investing in himself and learning a lot. And he's already seeing some results. So it's going to be really interesting. Tomorrow is going to be the first time that he's going to learn how to sit and stand and sit and stand and stand on one foot.
Yeah.
And control parts of his body that he had no idea that require actual activation and passive living. All right. So, I was very proud, definitely very proud. So I just want to say right here to the viewers watching, I'm very proud of you, Paul, because it's not easy to take that step, especially as men. We have that male ego thing. Yeah. It's not always easy to admit that we don't know everything there is to know about everything, and to be coachable. The more coachable a client is, the more they get out of the experience. So I'm really, really happy. And this is one of the things that we're going to be bringing to you guys. We're going to be bringing these kinds of discussions about, hey, you know, what's it like Dr. Evil being a coach, and what's it like for Captain Paul to be a student / client. All right. So there are a couple of stories that are out there. Of course, I want to thank you guys who supported our latest video on YouTube covering the sale of Activision to Microsoft, specifically the Xbox division.
Yep.
If you have yet to watch that video, definitely go check out the YouTube channel. bit.ly/TALKIN_SHT. Definitely go check us out over there if you haven't already. But I did a little bit of extra digging, because all of these articles are out in the wake of. I don't think anybody saw this coming. I don't think anybody saw Take-Two buying Zynga, because Zynga was the one buying up all of the mobile games.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think anybody saw it, and especially Take-Two Interactive, like NBA 2K is buying Candy Crush. Like, what the fuck? I don't think anybody saw that happening, but it happened. And I think that it is very interesting to see, those kinds of things. So I wanted to kind of put you guys on to some shit that I found in the wake of all
this news
sale
coming out. Yeah.
Right. Bobby Kotick and his dirty deeds. Oh my God. What a dirty, dirty man. Bobby Kotick considered buying gaming websites to change the public narrative around Activision.
Yo, if that is not the most Washington move I've ever heard of in my life, bro. Wow, that's fucking pretty funny.
Oh my God. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, you look at what Facebook did, right?
Yeah.
You look at what Facebook did. Nobody trusts Facebook. Instead of making themselves more trustworthy, we're going to change our name to Meta for the Meta universe.
Stupidest thing ever. Like, just absolutely fucking absurd.
Kellogg's went viral for their mistreatment of their employees. What did they do on the box of Pop-Tarts? We're going to take our name Kellogg's off the box of Pop-Tarts. We're not going to treat our employees with respect. No, we think you're stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to take our name off the box so you don't know that we're the ones making money.
Well, dude, it is like, that is such a common practice, though, with a lot of these companies, right? Just to kind of tie this with something, even my own industry. Like, when the Exxon Valdez, like when that big spill happened.
Massive spill in the 80s, yes.
So the mobile ship, right? Because of that spill, every vessel had to be double hull after that. And I think 2002, it actually had to be mandatory. All these barges had to be, 2010, mandatory had to be at that code finally. But the funniest part is all they did, right? Because it was like mobile. They owned all these ships. All they did was just, in tugs and barges, they just changed the name and changed the color and called it Sea River. And then like everyone that was like doing it and protesting it, right? They just made it a subsidiary company, still owned everything, and they just changed the colors. Everyone's, oh my God, it's a tugboat, wave high. Like, it was so funny. It was such a funny narrative because people hated those mobile ships for years. All they had to do was to change the color and the name, and then people were just ignorant to it.
Exactly, and they count on it. See, Xenon says companies take names off of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But it's not what you do, it's why you do it. Companies change brands all the time. Sometimes the brand gets stale. Sometimes, they want to kind of revive, or they want to modernize, right?
Yeah.
But in a lot of these cases, you're talking about companies that have either been sued or they otherwise have a bad reputation, and they want to change their branding to try to fool you into thinking that they are someone that they're not, so that you will continue to keep buying their products and services.
Yeah.
And in the case of Kellogg's, they felt like, well, our brand name is actually taken away from ourselves. We are toxic to ourselves because of what we did to our own people, right?
Yeah.
So they figure if you don't know where the Pop-Tarts come from, before it helped them to know where the Pop-Tarts are coming from because you know that it's not a knockoff.
Yeah,
but now we know that you're a bunch of fucking douchebags, greedy fucking douchebags who, might I add, just came off of a record-breaking quarter in terms of profits. You're making the most money you've ever made. And so you pay the people back who made you your profits by trying to cut their benefits and extend their hours and not pay them overtime and shit on the union employees that are coming after them so that the new people hate the old people.
Well, dude, it's kind of like, if you think about it, it's like a lot of these companies are the very same way, right? Even like the tech companies that people view as like, accepting and loving, like when you actually get into them, right? The grass is not always greener. Just a lot of kind of suspect and douchebag behavior, and they treat their people like less than human beings. And that's why, you got to take care of yourself as a worker and work for an organization that's actually going to care about you.
Yeah.
And as for both Bobby Kotick and all these allegations that's against him, he can try to buy all the websites he wants. This is why free press is so important in my eyes. And not having any affiliations, like you can, we the people can inform.
Is this not a punchable ass face?
It is, dude. It is the most punchable ass face. Like, that's the thing. A scumbag like that and his behavior should not be tolerated in a community like ours. You know what I mean? So it's just, I think, they can try to fucking buy everything, right? What are they going to buy? GameSpot or fucking all the news outlets?
Well, it's a good thing that you mentioned. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick was considering the purchase of gaming sites Kotaku and PC Gamer in order to, quote, change the public narrative around this company. Now, what do you think is easy to do? To try to manipulate people, to gaslight people into thinking that what is happening isn't happening, or to do right by your employees and your customers?
I mean, it would make more sense to do what's right by your employees and customers, but we're not dealing with people with common fucking sense, right? I'm sorry. I think people like Bobby Kotick have been enabled, and this is the type of behavior you get, like him possibly trying to buy out these websites. And it's just, it's fucking pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic that he's even still in his position. Because if I was running, right, if I was running the Microsoft or the Xbox division, I'd be like, yep, see ya. Adios.
Well, we can stop stealing the article's thunder, can we? Okay. No. Microsoft perhaps took the most extreme option to change the way things work at Activision by acquiring the company for almost $70 billion yesterday in a deal which gives the Xbox owner control of franchises like Call of Duty, Crash Bandicoot, like anybody give a fuck about that.
No disrespect, Cash.
No one's giving a fuck about Crash Bandicoot in like 12 years. World of Warcraft and the off-delayed Overwatch. Now, to your point, and this is where it gets real funny. The Wall Street Journal also reports, the Wall Street Journal's doing a lot of reporting, that Bobby Kotick will exit the company once the deal is completed, which is expected to be sometime in 2023. Prior to the Microsoft deal happening, it was reported that Kotick was open to leaving the company if ongoing issues could not be resolved with speed. Okay? So, it's just one of those things where the sliminess. You just feel the slime the crud. Okay,
this is corporate America, though, man. That's how they always are, man. They're never going to be like working with ethics. Like they're going to try to do whatever they got to do, right, to like make sure they have a clean image instead of doing the right thing, right?
You're not going to do the thing that is necessary to actually maintain a clean image, just to create the illusion of one.
Exactly. Well, but that's everything these days. That's politics. It's corporate. They don't give a fuck.
Is it us? Is it us too?
No. Listen. I'm trying to do good. You're trying to do good but we're everyday people. But these corporate, all they give a fuck about is production. Let's just call it how it is. That's why certain people stay in the top. They may be a scumbag piece of shit human being, right? But they're still going to be in their position because they do their job well.
Well, I'm going to push back on that, and we're going to use Activision as the example, right? You say, well, they care about production. Well, let's talk about our beloved
Jesus,
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the last several years of Call of Duty. Now, everybody knows that I'm a proponent of Infinite Warfare, but Infinite Warfare was a game that very few people in the community wanted. They released it anyway, right? It started there. Okay. And ever since then, they've been releasing games that not only do the players not want, but they add elements in the game that they know that their loyal fan base didn't ask for. But the things that we asked for, game after iteration after iteration after iteration, it just goes by the wayside, right? Yeah. If you want to take it even further back, you want to take it back to that fucking piece of shit that was Advanced Warfare, right?
Yeah.
We were asking after Black Ops 2, please fix the hit detection, fix your lag compensation algorithm, fix that stuff, fix your weapon balance. Your maps were good. The game was interesting. The 3-lane maps was something that we were cool with.
Yeah, right.
This is something that we were used to. We were comfortable with it. That's what we were asking for them to improve on their model. Yep. But what did they give us? They gave us, we got this other, the guys that left us because we didn't want to pay them for their efforts, right?
Yep, Respawn.
They went and they made Titanfall. Oh, let's go copy them. Well, and that's how you ended up with Advanced Warfare.
Well, and that's the problem, though. That's the problem with that company as a whole. If we're going to talk about Call of Duty for a second, is that when they have that big fucking beef, right, with the guys that left, with Vince Cimbella and I forget the other guy, they left the Call of Duty franchise to go make Titanfall. Instead of doing the right thing and being like, okay, cool, let them have their little side project, right? They just like, oh, you know what? Fuck these guys. I'm going to just take all their fucking ideas and essentially copy and paste it. And you know what the funny part is? I've played Titanfall 1 and 2, and I think the game, mechanically is very sound. But there's a reason why it never took off and was never that large hit, right? The gameplay over time got very, very stale. Like the shooting mechanics were on point. I'll always give it that, but it was a very stale game. Whereas Call of Duty was known as a successful franchise. Why do you need to copy some unproven mechanic, right, or unproven game series? Just follow your own formula. You're going to have your core audience. You're going to have people that love Call of Duty how it is. And I know you are a proponent of Infinite Warfare and how you love that game, but I think we actually found out we both agree on that. That was the beginning of the end when they started putting mech suits into Call of Duty because
that was Advanced Warfare when they started doing that.
No, I know. But
and then we went through Black Ops 3 with the same thing.
No, but what I'm saying is when they put mech suits in, right? I probably worded that poorly, but when they put mech suits into the Call of Duty franchise, that's when it became a massive downfall in quality over time because that's not what the Call of Duty player wanted in their games. They just wanted a good shooter, good balance, good hit detection,
because remember,
and not terrible patches.
Up until that point, the Call of Duty studios were the de facto leaders. They were the standard in first-person shooters on consoles.
Yeah.
And then they kind of lost their way because instead of continuing to lead in their niche, which is a pretty fucking popular niche, right? Instead of continuing to lead the way in their particularly chosen niche, they went and they opted to try to follow every fleeting trend that came after that.
Yep.
And it is no wonder that you saw Respawn fall, and then Call of Duty fell right behind it.
Yeah.
Call of Duty didn't actually wait to see what the metrics were going to look like. They're like, well, let's hurry up and jump on this next thing because people said that they were going to buy it. And then like people didn't really buy it like that. And the people that did buy it didn't play it for very long.
No, the player base was essentially dead after probably 4 months or so.
So let's go back to modern day, right? You've got all of these issues inside of Activision. Activision has, and whether or not you think that these claims of sexual misconduct are valid or not, the fact of the matter is that the claims were made and are being taken seriously in our overly sensitive social environment. So whether we think it is fair or not for Bobby Kotick to have been judged harshly or not does not matter. But when you're looking to buy publications, to try to basically lie to people to their face, you're admitting that not only is your company not doing what they're supposed to do, but you're a piece of shit and you're holding the company back.
Absolutely.
So what did Bobby Kotick do? Well, he figured, hey, I've got a lot of stock options.
Oh, shit. Oh, I'll be back in a second. Just keep going.
Okay. Got a lot of stock options. Microsoft's Activision deal may give scandal-plagued CEO Bobby Kotick a $375 million windfall. Wow. I love pop-ups. That's the amount. And this is after he claims he's taking a 50% pay cut, right? He's looking at $375.3 million. That's the amount the video game executive stands to receive before taxes. And you know the motherfucker's not going to pay any taxes. When Microsoft Corp completes its $68.7 billion deal to buy Activision, it's a remarkable payout for a leader whose recent tenure has been marked by employee complaints over sexism, a hostile work culture, and mismanagement of assault claims. Okay? We're talking about people walking out. We're talking about also he was one of those CEOs that had a significant number of shareholders vote against his compensation package because he just keeps raising it every year. And you're like, well, what have you done? What have you done for that? Yeah. What have you done to deserve you just upping your amounts? And then when they get in a lot of trouble, I'll cut my bloated compensation package. I'll cut my salary in half, but make sure you give me those stock options because when somebody comes around and say, hey, I want to buy the company for $95 a share cash.
Yep.
The largest cash deal to buy a company in history.
Yeah.
By a wide margin.
I mean, that was a massive purchase, man. Like historic, like historic.
What was the biggest thing you bought with cash, Captain? Straight cash.
Straight cash money, probably 17 grand. My car.
You just paid for it outright, boom, cash.
Yeah, done. That's probably the biggest purchase I ever made, but that's because I just didn't want to fucking deal with the payments. So,
right.
But that's about it. I mean, that's a lot of money for an everyday person, I guess. But like, those companies make me look like a peasant.
I mean, we're all peasants compared to them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, insane. Xenon wants to know, is that his stock being bought out? Apparently, yes. And the thing is, I think there was a quote from the CEO of Microsoft talking about, creating an inclusive environment. We all know what the fuck that means. Ramming down this accept everybody's lifestyle.
No white people either. Not allowed in office.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know what that means. You know what I mean? Like that's
yeah, that's a little
it's insane. In fact, if you look over here in the right margin, this article dated October 28, 2021, Activision CEO Bobby Kotick cuts his salary to $62,500 California state minimum. And you think that we're supposed to be tricked by that? No, you were stacking since 2017. Kotick owes almost 4 million shares of Activision. Holy fuck.
I mean, he just made a fuck ton of money. That's
I'll only take $62,500. See, I'm not overpaid. Motherfuckers gonna get their money regardless.
Yeah, they just do it. I hate to say he's a scumbag, don't get me wrong, but that's smart. It looks like public perception. People don't look into things, right? And you know
what's really fucking funny about this, and what makes it really nasty when you really think about it? Microsoft purchased Activision at a 45% premium. And you know why that is the case? Because before all of this scandal came out, Activision was trading at around $91 a share.
Mm-hmm.
And because of his poor leadership and all that shit, they fell down into the 60s, which made it palatable enough for Microsoft to then buy it at $95 a share, and made it palatable enough for the investors to accept that offer because of how far the stock had fallen.
Yeah. I mean, money talks, bullshit walks, I guess, man. That's just an insane amount of money.
And when you lose a bunch of money for your company, apparently bullshit still walks.
Right. Well, apparently, man, but like that's kind of that company. They let him have options like that, and I guess on his end it was smart.
Oh no, but he only took $62,500 a year.
I mean, so he made less than me. Okay, cool. I made more than the CEO of Activision, I guess, or. I don't know. It's just absolute tomfoolery there to me. So.
Absolutely. A very astute observation from Xenon. The investors were very happy, I bet. Their problems was now Microsoft. Here, you deal with it.
Nope. Hey, it's a smart move. Guess what? The investors, they see return on investment, right? And now they don't have the fucking headache. So, like I said, I think we'll both agree. I think he's not going to be there. But it's just, I don't know. It's like I said, everyone wants to be inclusive and all this shit, but that's when they find out all these inclusive people don't necessarily have the best intentions behind the scene. So I mean, and you could just tell. You could just tell, man. I mean, for the last several years, especially, I don't give a fuck about the other Activision IPs. Really only cared about Call of Duty. When I first got on YouTube, I really only got on there, to do gameplay commentaries. And then when streaming became the big thing and it kind of took some of the onus off of us to edit all the videos, right? We could just play live and then get off the game. It's really all we really cared about was Call of Duty, right? And a lot of us have been borderline addicted to the franchise since 2007, 2008. We have a real love. We have invested a lot of our time. We have forged friendships, actual real life fucking friendships off of Call of Duty, right? So that's really what we care about.
And we've been complaining about Bobby Kotick ever since they started doing the whole thing with the loot boxes.
Oh yeah,
and the care, was a care package or whatever it was with Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, it was fucking. It was just a money. It was a cash cow. So it's just and it's kind of paralleling this a little bit into it, but what Take-Two like with 2K essentially owning like the all these fucking
Zynga
mobile games and all this shit. Dude, like 2K has become all microtransactions. Like if you want to fucking be maximum attribute for these players, you got to like
virtual credit, so virtual coins, whatever you call it, VCs.
Yeah, VC. So I
remember I bought the very first NBA 2K that featured the VC thing. I lost a lot. I lost so much enthusiasm for the game. There were so many things that you could not complete in the game without either playing 25 hours a day or spending all your fucking money on these packs.
Yep. No,
and then you weren't even guaranteed to get you were not guaranteed to complete everything in the game and get all the players.
No, it made the game not fun to play. Like I bought 2K last year because my buddy's like, "Oh, we got basketball games." I like basketball, like shooting hoops every once in a while. I was like, okay, cool. But then when I realized how much money you just have to play to be competitive, like if you play rec or anything like that, it's absurd. It's like I'm not gonna fucking put 24 hours of all my fucking time every fucking day to play this game and grind it because it's a miserable experience to me. So
yeah, but, do you remember do you remember Chappelle's Show?
Yeah, oh dude, I love the Chappelle Show.
Do you remember that skit when Dave Chappelle plays this character where he has to like make sure that they're of age and you have to make sure that they got consent. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I want to talk about playing some basketball, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's probably what Drake was doing.
I hate you.
That's what Drake was doing when he ran into the bathroom after he bust that nut off.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, when I went looking for articles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, in our gynocentric, civilization that we're living in this era, you're not going to find a whole lot of articles that are going to hold this Instagram thought or Narcigram thought, as it were, accountable. But this was the only link that I could find that had a headline that came even close to holding this woman accountable. Model who tried to impregnate herself with Drake's sperm accuses rapper of putting hot sauce in the condom.
That is fucking hilarious.
And we're talking about legal action because apparently it's his fault. It's his fault.
Yeah, a little spicy in the fucking bedroom, I guess. God damn, dude.
It's his fault that she was trying to do some underhanded shit and got some vaginal irritation for her troubles.
I mean, I just think that's fucking hilarious. Like, I'm sorry, I couldn't take that. I could not take that case serious if I was a judge. I'd be like, what the fuck, man? Like, now some people were roasting Drake, right, about this, like, kind of making fun of him for it and all that shit. But like, dude, like, it just kind of proves the amount of scumbag behavior that some of these women will do to try to get one up and get like child support for the rest of their lives, so they're taken care of. It's disgusting.
Do you know what he would have been on the hook for?
Not off the top of my head, no.
$4.3 million.
Oh, fuck that. And that's a problem, man, with some of these men. Like, I understand, you definitely got to get your nut off, but, at least I've never heard of putting hot sauce in the condom. At least he had some preventative measures. But at the same time, man, you got to be fucking careful. Like, sometimes putting a little bit of jalapeno sauce won't kill it. You know what I mean? So
Jalapenos.
You know what I mean? I think that's kind of funny, but I also think it's just proves about the moral depravity we have in today's society. It's just like for a woman to be that desperate and that fucking
Conniving Ugh.
is just absolutely ugly and disgusting, and it just kind of proves her character. And let's be honest, if you're fucking Drake, you're most likely not there for like true love or some shit, or even some mutual beneficial bullshit. You're just looking to get a nut and getting some child support. I understand that, but you know that's why, man, you got to be careful. You may not make Drake money, but if you make six figures and greater, you got to protect yourself. This is a good case, and this is a good example that we should learn. Like, hey, like, you know, check who you be having fucking sexual relations with. You know what I mean? Like, don't just be like busting with no condom. Don't be doing like, oh, I trust you. You know, you're on birth control, because you don't know that woman could go off birth control. She could be lying to you, man. She could be, oh yeah, like my tubes are tied or some shit, like, you know, some wild shit, like, oh, I got surgery done, I can't have kids or whatever. It's like, you can't trust these women, man. Like, you got to make sure you take care of yourself. And like, I'm not like, we're not a down on women channel. We love our women, but you know, just like we called out men, right? Some bad
Insta thoughts are gonna insta thought though.
Exactly, bro. Like, listen, if she's got Instagram followers and that's what she says, she's an Instagram model for her job, bro. Do not go to Pound Town. You know what I mean? Like, wrap that shit twice. Make it very nice. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, it's funny. And shout out to the lead attorney. I look up to him, especially when it comes to doing this YouTube streaming shit, this live podcasting shit. You know, I was on his platform and, you know, I tried to make the same case you did, Paul. And he said, listen, when you are at that stratosphere, when you're at that level, vetting women is next to impossible. Why? Because no matter what you think about how, you know, ethically sound a woman is, $4.3 million is in the trash can. It, you know, even the most stand-up woman is going to look twice at that time at the contents, because it's literally liquid gold sitting in there.
Yeah,
there's $4.3 million sitting in a tied up rubber.
But listen, man, like, I get that. There's always that temptation, but for like, show some goddamn self-respect, for fuck's sake. Like,
women don't care about that. I mean, I don't want to say women because that's unfair, but you know, this generation of narcissism influencers,
yeah,
it's all about getting the bag. They don't really care about who they ruined to get it. It's all about me, and damn the consequences, because you know, I want to go on trips. I want to buy expensive cars. I want to live in, you know, the high-rise condo today. And I don't give a fuck who I have to destroy along the way to get there, even if that person I destroy is myself.
Well, and I guess I get that. And it's just sad in a way, right? I think a lot of parents have failed their children, if I'm being blunt. I don't think there's been enough of good role models in the home.
There are a lot of female parents that would have shoved his juice up their cooter well for $4.3 million.
We're like, you know, like I said, I want to make sure and be careful we're not coming off as anti-women. Like, we don't lay in bed. We're anti this one. Yeah, like, we don't lay in bed and get kissed by white boys. But what I am saying, right, is that we just got to make sure that we take care of ourselves, man, and be like, yo, let's not get crazy. You know what I mean? Like, let's just kind of like make sure that we take care of ourselves. This situation with Drake could happen with you, right? Like, you may not make like what he makes, right? But if you're making like, even, let's just say even like 80,000, this chick's like working as a waitress, bro. She's going to cop the bag off you, and you're going to be stuck and hung up for the rest of your life. Like, men, I'm talking to young men. I get it. Sometimes you just want to bust a nut, right? Just, you know, use some post-nut clarity. Fucking beat off first. Think clearly. This is a smart fucking decision that I'm doing. You know, make sure you wear a condom, and also make sure who you fucking with, man, because sometimes condoms don't work. Vet that chick. Make sure you're not going with some thought with a fucking 20,000 Instagram followers that you met online, because most likely she doesn't have the character or the integrity to look out for you because she's just looking for a quick buck, especially if she knows exactly what you make. So I'm just saying, young men, I get it. I understand it. I've been there, right?
Yep.
Just be careful because you don't want to put yourself in a situation where one dumb mistake when you were 18 or 20 or 22 years old, right? One stupid fucking night cost you the rest of your life until you're in your 40s.
If you make that mistake in your 30s, it's just the same shit applies.
Just wrap it, bro. Just wrap it and just like be careful, man. That's all I'm saying.
Blind Bat, is asking the question a lot of us men tend to ask: is a woman with you because of who you are, or because of what you have? Does she love you? I mean, of course, if she just met you yesterday, you notice some BS, right?
Yeah.
And it's TLA, the lead attorney, he made a good point, when you're that rich, when you're that famous, because remember that it's not just the $4.3 million that she stood to gain, but being attached to him would have created other money-making opportunities for her as well.
Absolutely. She could have made a press run about fucking Drake and being like, like Pusha T would have made another goddamn diss track. Like,
and you know what she would have done? She would have written a book detailing what that situation was like. The model apparently said that they first had a bit of foreplay before he rubbed and sucked her titties. Oh, yeah. Oh, let me suck at them titties, baby. After making love for 20 minutes, Drake headed to the bathroom to get rid of the condom. The unidentified model apparently pretended like she had to use the restroom, as she then tried to, quote, fish the condom out of the trash, untied it, and put the opening end into her vagina. Nasty, dirty chick. Oh my God. Disgusting.
That is fucking disgusting.
Oh, the humanity. I mean, can you think about let's talk about integrity, right? Let's talk about dignity. Can you imagine digging into garbage?
Yeah.
To put something up a sensitive place.
Yo, that's just nasty, bro.
I mean,
that's disgusting. And the sad part is she's like talking about it publicly like that. Like, that's some shit you put to your grave. Like if you didn't get the fucking, if you didn't get the fucking product, right? You didn't get the goods, bro. You're like, yo, I'm never talking about this again. But the sad part is we live in a society. Oh, don't slut shame her. Don't do this. Nah, slut shame that shit. That's disgusting. Yo, listen, don't be putting fucking used tissue papers and shit up your cooch. Like, what the fuck? Bro,
she said it felt like pouring hot lava into her pussy.
Yo.
I mean, she might as well just take it a Taco Bell taco and just rammed it up there.
Yo, I hate you. You foul. Yo, like, I wonder what brand he used. But, maybe Drake can get if he used Frank's Red Hot, get sponsored by him. You know what I mean?
She could just masturbate with a Ghost Reaper pepper and just kind of just run it in there. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, it's just absolutely absurd the amount of lengths people will go to just make like money. And I just you have some goddamn self-respect. But like I said, man, it's probably definitely hard for him to vet women at that level of success. And this, I could kind of lead into this little bit of a conversation, but does this kind of indicate, when you reach a certain level of success that you won't really ever be able to find someone for a true monogamous relationship, right?
When you're that rich, and let me take a break from the article for a second, because I love how you brought that up. Mm-hmm. Almost 20 years ago, 19 years ago, I was homeless, mm-hmm. and I always thought, man, what happens when I get out of this situation and I find something that increases my value. Am I going to want to date after I make the big time? Let's say, the people come back to TSP number 33 a year or two from now, and we're at X number of subscribers and we're being invited all over the place and people know who we are. Let's just say that happens, right?
Right.
Do you really think I'm going to be like, looking in my DMs on Twitter? Cause I'm not getting an Instagram account. I'm going to be looking in the DMs and in the comments section, and there's going to be a whole bunch, because that's going to happen. If you look at Abba and Preach, if you ask Abba about his experiences with the comment section and with the inboxes, both in their shared email account and on the social media accounts, the very creepy overtures that these women make towards him, right? And I bet you if you asked him if he thought it would ever be like that if he didn't make it big on YouTube as a comedian with Preach, right?
Right.
If we end up in a situation like that, if we talk our shit all the way to becoming household names somewhere, right? Yeah. Do you really think I'm going to be like, oh wow, this woman's really into me? I knew that when I was homeless. I was like, yo, I need to find good women today before that happens. Yeah. Because at some point, I know that the chances that she'll be into me because she thinks I'm a good dude, very, very, very low at that point. Yeah. And I'm a good judge of character. But even then, you're going to get the top tier manipulators. Yeah. That just seems like they're the best. Chicks that dissed you before come out of the woodwork. Oh, yeah, on second thought.
Yeah, it's absolutely. I think the problem, man, is just to be really blunt, is I think before you get to a certain level of success, you got to find the right one, right? Like for me, I'm monogamous, right? That's what I believe in. We both differ in that, right? But to each their own. That's why I think I'm lucky to found who I found. But I'll just be blunt, man. If let's say we've reached that level of success, like, dude, even with the shit that like I do now, man, I have women that back in the day, right, would try to be foul by me. Now like, oh shit, he's making some money. You know what I mean? Like, you know how many messages I even get now regarding that? Just hey, big head. Yeah, like, bro, like it's absolutely absurd, man. Like, it's find out like there's a single mom and stuff like that, and this baby needs a father. I'm like, well, fuck, it ain't gonna be me. So like my thing is this, man, is like when you reach that level of success, like Drake's was probably like millions of messages, and we ever reached that like millions and millions, like, dude, you can't, you don't know someone's intentions. It's never going to be like the chances of you finding someone being like genuinely interested in you for you, it's like probably like what, 1 in a million at that level, just being blunt. Like, I mean, even now, right? If you meet a chick on a dating app, there's a pretty high chance that she's looking for a free meal. You know what I mean? Of course, I don't have Drake money, right? But this guy, maybe he'll take the money he does have and then spend it on me, and then because I'm a broke ass bum, so I can't buy my own dinner. I need to pretend to like this guy. 33% of women admit to it, so that the actual number is higher than 33%, right? That's a pretty significant percentage of women that so again, I don't want to mischaracterize. I know that there are a lot of women out there who are not like this. I have two of them. Absolutely. I have two of them, and I want to make sure that people understand that I definitely know the difference between the manipulators and the users and the genuine women that actually give a damn. But the thing is that once you reach a certain level, those kind of women stop trying because they know the more options you have, they're just going to be a number. Yeah, absolutely. Right? Absolutely. I think, and then all that are left are the clout chasers. Those are the only ones that are, or the used condom chasers. The used condom chasers.
We got a used condom chaser.
Bro, dude,
my God.
Bro,
The influencer apparently screamed as Drake rushed to check on her, later admitting that he poured a packet of hot sauce in the condom to kill the sperm. How much you want to bet when he ran over there, he was laughing his fucking ass off, just like Captain Paul is doing right fucking now. And for good reason.
I'm sorry, I've been holding it in all.
Like,
this topic is just so savage, bro. Just imagine she's like, just fucking,
you know,
yo, what the fuck?
You know, like,
oh my God.
I mean,
oh man.
I mean, I mean, the jokes write themselves. The jokes write themselves. You know, and the thing that I find kind of annoying is that we're in this space in society where we're not holding any of these women accountable. The ones that carry on like this.
Yeah.
And what this actually does is this hurts the good women out there.
100%.
Because every single time, you know, we talk about the police department, right? Yeah. Every single time an officer is not held accountable for his or her actions, it hurts other police officers because then the regular people out there don't trust any of them because there's no accountability. Yeah. And what we're seeing, especially in these manosphere spaces, is that anytime you see women being totally absolved of personal responsibility and accountability, men tend to not trust any woman at that point.
I mean, but isn't that kind of just common sense at that point? You have women like Brittany Renner going out there trying to like make sure to get, you know, even having videos like saying, oh, how to like get a man, how to like entrap a man. It's like, it's unfortunate in today's society that like not all, but some of these women are following that by example instead of just using the correct moral compass and like trying to do right by the other person. Stop looking at men, right, as just a fucking piggy bank. Actually, you know, understand what else we bring to the table. That's just, you know, it is kind of sad to see where we have been going as a society. And what you say is 100% true. It's just like, you know, it's definitely not all women. Don't want to characterize that. Like I said, I'm not, you know, we don't believe in, you know, certain.
We're not in that black pill shit.
No, absolutely not. Because, you know, I'm engaged to a amazing young woman that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. But you know what, man? Just like I said, man, sound like a fucking parrot. Just be careful. You got to be careful out there.
You know, you always have the option. You always have the option. You know, just buy a coochie doll.
Yo, they're making them realistic now these days. You know, soon they're gonna have AI from Metaverse.
Hey, you know, hey man, you know, if we can't, you know, if you just can't, you know, I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Done, man.
But yo, this was, you know, this is a pretty cool show to do with you. We want to thank the viewers, of course, you guys who support us.
Hell yeah.
Definitely go check out our latest video talking about our assessment of the purchase of Activision by Xbox's parent company, Microsoft. Yeah, you got any parting?
Only part things. I'll just say this, man. Just you know, definitely check in our latest videos. We're probably gonna have a video up about every day. And I just think that I'm gonna be documenting my whole journey as well. So definitely stay tuned for that. And I'm really excited. But I just want to say thank you for everyone coming by the stream right now. That's gonna be watching it later. Without your support, man, like, you know, this it wouldn't be as fun it is to do. So
word up.
That's all I got to say, man.
Yeah, I think that's all. We're done talking our shit.